time to add the checkout button. For that, I'll go into my cart view here. And in the cart view, I'll add a button below all my list items, so below the unordered list here, but still in the first if block. I'll add it inside a form, and that button will get the class button, where it will have a caption of order now, let's say. It will be of type submit, and the form will have an action that leads to, let's say, create order. The name is up to you. Whoops, no comma here. And a method of post. If I save this, we can go back to the cart page and reload it. Now, we got no products in there because I recreated all tables. So let's quickly add a new product and let's add it to the cart. Now, it's not centered. Let's do that by wrapping our form with a div, which gets the centered helper class I defined earlier, so it's already part of your CSS files. Save this. And now we got the order now button here. Let's also maybe add a horizontal line to have some space. And with that setup here, which is good for me now, I want to click that button to move the cart items into order items, so to say. So to create an order with all the elements in there. And to see this, I'll add a second product here real quick, so that we have one then more item in the cart. So now order now should create a new order with these two items and clear the cart. Let's go to shop.js and make sure we have an action for creating a new order. So here I will go there and exports post order, which has the normal middleware function as we know it. I'll also create a new route for this to handle a post request to this order route. So a post request to /create order. For that, let's go to routes shop.js and let's register a new route here. Router post create order. And there I'll use my shop controller post order, this new action I just added, which doesn't do anything yet. So post order here should now take all the cart items and move them into an order. For this, let's first of all get all the cart items by accessing the request user and then calling getCart. This gives me access to the cart as we did it before. So here I'll console log any errors I might have, and then here I simply have access to the cart. Now with access to the cart, we can get access to all the products in there. With cart get products, and this will return all products by default. So now here I can call then products, and I can simply console log my products here if I want. If we now click this button, we won't do anything here, but in the console, we can see the products that were retrieved. And we see that the products that were retrieved are the products here, which also have that cart item attribute, which in turn gives us information about the cart item in this in-between table. So this is looking good. We got access to the products. Now the idea is that we move the products into a newly created order. For this, let's import the order model here first of all. So time to import order here from the order file. By the way, we don't need the cart import here because we never directly use the cart model. We always do so through the user model. But we'll need the order model here. Or do we? Well, just as a cart is related to a user, so is an order. So we don't even need that import. We can clear both cart and order because we'll create a new order as an order that is associated to a user. So in post order here, we can now call request user, and just as we create a cart for that user in app.js with create cart, we can now call create order for that user. Now, this gives us an order, but we don't just need the order, we also need to associate our products to that order. So here I'll return request user create order. And with the order created, And here I'll again do this nested. You can always restructure it to not use a nested promise here though if you want. But here I will get my created order, and now I want to associate my products to that order. And that can be done easily by calling order add products and passing my products here. Now important, we need to specify through and set the quantity here correctly too. But now which value would we assign there? Because we got different quantities for all the products. The approach is a little different. We don't pass it like this. We just pass products to add products. But each product needs to have a special key, a special field, which is then understood by Sequelize. Now, to assign that special field I'm talking of, the products we pass in here have to be modified, and we can do this with the map method, a default JavaScript method that runs on an array and returns a new array with slightly modified elements. We add a function here that is executed for every element in the array and takes the element as an input and returns the modified version. I will return product here in the end, but before I do so, I do edit it slightly. A new property which Sequelize will look for, named OrderItem. Now the name here is important to get this right. If in your OrderItem model you define this name, that is the name you have to use. If you chose a different name, you have to use the different name. So here I have OrderItem with a lowercase o and a capital I, and therefore here I have product OrderItem written in the same way. This now stores a JavaScript object where I configure the value for this in-between table. So here I simply define quantity, which is the value I need to store in between, and I set this equal to product cart item. This is the related table I have due to my cart quantity. So I get the quantity from the cart and store that for the order item. This then gets returned here. So now in the end I have an array of products with all the old product data, but also this new information regarding the quantity for my order. And add products will pick this up and add the products to the order with that quantity. This is what's happening here. Now we can return order add products here and add a new then block here where I get any result. And in here I will then redirect to orders. With that set up, let's go back and reload our cart page. And if we click order now, I'm on the orders page where we never display anything. But we should be able to see some data if we load the orders table. There's one order. And order items also has the respective elements that belong to the order with the right quantities.